Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode with Raf King. And today we're going over some massage and fitness education, like always. Well, rather today more massage. If you don't know, I'm the owner of Living Kinetics Mobile Bodywork, Healing Massage Wellness Studio, and of course, the Royal Academy of Fitness. I'm all about massage. I'm all about physical activity, physical expression. It's just what I do. It's what I live and breathe this stuff. So let's talk about today's topic. The last video we did, or one of the previous videos we did, was about talking during your massage, and I got a fairly good response from that. And in fact, some of the feedback I got from it was massage etiquette isn't really gone over all that much, and it makes sense. You don't really get like a pamphlet in the mail when you book your massage, right? Like, you don't get a text or an email that's saying like you should behave or act this way. Like, for the most part, we're all adults and we understand that we should be courteous and respectful to one another. But just over the years, I've noticed there's certain aspects that people question a little bit, and I'd like to go over some of that stuff today. So let's get into it. We talked about talking during your session, right? That's fine. I think for the most part, if you want to get the most out of your session, even that's debatable, right? Some people need to just vent, get it off their chest. But also I feel like at a certain point, not talking during your session can be very beneficial. Highly beneficial, just letting the nervous system relax. But it's entirely up to you. Don't feel like you're being rude if you're talking the entire time. Don't feel like you're being rude if you're not talking at all, right? Like I've come across somebody who was like, told me a story about one of their previous massage therapists checked in with them to see if they were okay because they weren't talking, and wanted to see if they were passed out, which I thought was a very strange story. I don't notice many massage therapists that are like wanting to make sure you're awake to receive the work, right? Oftentimes, falling asleep and snoring throughout the session is like burping in front of a chef, right? It's all very complimentative. But some other things. Let's talk about tipping, right? That's a big one. Tipping. Me personally, whenever I'm checking a client out and we get to the page where tipping is an option, I always tell them that that's exactly that. There's no obligation to tipping in massage therapy. Tips in and of themselves are not obligatory, right? No matter what industry you're in. So don't feel like you are a bad client or you're going to receive subpar service if you're not tipping your massage therapist. And if you are, then you should probably see somebody else, because the tip is supposed to be exactly that. It's icing on the cake. It's extra. For me, I love any tip that I can get. It helps out so much. And I remember at one point in my career when I first started off, doing the chain spas and everything like that, I'd get upset if my tips weren't big enough. Like $1, like $5. What are you kidding me? I just worked for an hour. Man, if I could meet younger me from 15 years ago, I think I'd have a few choice words for him, because tips, some people are getting together every penny that they can to receive help. And a tip is just an extra thank you. And it should be recognized as that, right? We shouldn't be criticizing a thank you in any size, any form, right? Any form. That's any form. That's a whole different discussion, I think. So let's pull that one off the table. But for the most part, any size tip should just be appreciated, And as the client, again, I don't think you should fall into the space where you feel like you have to give more, otherwise the client's not gonna, the massage therapist isn't gonna book you or treat you right or anything like that. Like, yes, some of the relationship is based off of a transaction. Yes, there's no denying that, but don't trust the tip. That being said, keep tipping if you can. Your massage therapist is, at least anybody that I've personally worked with, any business partners I've had, any acquaintances I've had, we try to keep our prices as low as possible to make it accessible. So tipping can wildly change somebody's day. It really can. Let's talk about disrobing for your massage. I eventually want to open up a massage clinic where nobody has to disrobe, right? You're fully clothed the entire time. We're doing stretching and using T-bars and other tools, maybe some hot stones, but really taking the lotion application out of the equation as best as possible. I'd like to get to that point at some point. But for the most part, massage therapy is a practice that you get disrobed for, right? Not always, right? You think about cranial sacral or reflexology or Reiki, some Russian massage, some sports massage, right? Some Thai massage. I mean, I could go on and on about massage therapy styles, modalities that you don't get disrobed for. But for the most part, Swedish massage is very popular here in the States, right? If you're talking about massage therapy, you're probably talking about a Swedish massage. It's just so popularized in the media and everything like that. So in that style of massage, yeah, you're typically getting completely disrobed. Maybe you're leaving your undergarments on. For some people, this can be weird, and that's okay. That's totally fine. It can be weird for you. That being said, it is your massage therapist's responsibility to be able to work around that, not yours, right? If you want to stay fully clothed, if that's just how you're comfortable, cool, man. And if your massage therapist can't hack it, cool. Give your money to somebody else. Like you don't need to see them necessarily. That sounded so aggressive, right? Some massage therapists specialize in certain styles, right? So I'm not saying they're not good enough. I'm just saying most massage therapists should be able to handle a fully clothed client on the table, still be able to do plenty of good work. So however you feel safe and comfortable is how the massage should be done. Man, I once had this gal. Here's another part that I guess not everybody realizes, but I once had this gal mention to me, it was like right after we did the initial interview, and she had asked me if she needed to get disrobed in front of me. And I really had to applaud her courage because I would not have shown up to an appointment where I thought I had to take my clothes off in front of someone, right? Like that's not therapeutic. That's not nice. So the other thing I want to make sure that's very clear here is you should never be getting disrobed in front of your massage therapist. In a professional setting like that, they're always going to give you the time and space and privacy to get disrobed. They're not going to be in the room. And the best practice is to give a knock or a holler before coming back into the room. In fact, I'll say this much. When I work in a massage clinic with other massage therapists, I don't even open doors that I didn't shut, right? For the exception of the restroom or the manager's office. But if it's a therapy room, I do not go in there if I did not close that door. So just be made well aware, I suppose, that all this is about you. If you're comfortable talking and you're more comfortable being fully clothed and you're comfortable spending the amount of money that the massage is advertised for, then that's totally fine, right? That this is all supposed to be about the client. Or I should say 90%, right? Like 10% should be like keeping your massage therapist safe, right? Not asking them to do any technique that would compromise their joints or anything like that. But I think sometimes we get lost in that. Sometimes we get lost understanding that we're here to serve the client, right? We're here to serve you. Moving on to the next topic, just kind of really in the same vein of all this. Can you make requests in the middle of a massage? Yeah, absolutely, right? You should absolutely be able to feel empowered enough to speak up if something isn't going your way, right? Whether it's too much or not enough pressure, maybe you didn't spend enough time in an area. Is your massage therapist talking too much? Like, feel free to let them know that you just want to zen out. You don't want to talk anymore. Maybe the work you don't feel like is specific enough. Maybe it's too specific, right? Maybe you don't like the music that's on right now, right? Don't feel like you're going to hurt anybody's feelings by saying, can we change this music? Now, I might throw a little bit of a fit afterwards, but no, I'm kidding. You should realize this is about you, though. And you're paying way too much time, dedicating way too much money too much energy to not get a good session. Like, and don't get me wrong, sure, human mistakes happen. But if mistakes are happening beyond request, like if you requested something to happen a certain way in the middle of your massage and it's not happening, then yeah, that's an issue. But you need to be taken care of, right? Absolutely, 100%. I'm trying to think of any other comments or conundrums have come up. I mean, showering's another one, right? Should you come into a massage fresh from work? Well, preferably, yeah, come and shower before and after your massage, right? Like before to get all the dirt off, then after to get all the oil off or the gel or the lotion or whatever, and so you can relax for the rest of the night. Although some people like having the oil left on them. Preferably, yes, shower before and after. But realistically, yeah, that's not always going to be the case, right? Sometimes you're going to have to show up to your massage not freshly showered or bathed. I'm fine with that. For the most part, I've worked with a ton of sweaty athletes in sweaty conditions, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, right? The concern really only comes down to pushing dirt into pores or maybe into cuts, or it's just safer to have the shower before the massage, right? But if you don't have that, really after that, the only line is if you're too dirty, I suppose the word would be, right? Like if there's this like a smell or something, right? But that just never happens. So again, I wouldn't even stress that, right? But do you have any questions about massage etiquette, how you should be behaving in a massage environment? Feel free to comment below. Shoot me an email. Give me a call. Give me a text. I'd love to talk about this with you. Absolutely, and make sure that it's all perfectly made aware as to what the standards are. But for the most part, if you're showing up and just having the expectation of getting massaged, then you're gonna be fine, right? On that note, I think we're gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. Feel free to check out my mobile service. Feel free to check out the office that I've just opened up. Feel free to check out my personal training services. Heck, check out my book too. There's all sorts of goodies for you. Thank you again for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.